Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about my Relentless Rats deck. This is a really fun deck. It's kind of easy to build because you don't need a lot of cards. Mainly you just need Relentless Rats and Swamps. So I'm going to tell you what goes into it and how it plays. The first thing you need is Relentless Rats. Lots and lots of Relentless Rats. Now Relentless Rats you can have as many in your deck as you want. I'm going to keep it to a 60 card deck just because we don't really need that many Relentless Rats. So I like to play with 24 Relentless Rats. Relentless Rats has been printed 4 different times in M10, M11, 10th edition, and I believe 5th Dawn. So they're not too hard to get a hold of. I think online it's much easier to get a hold of them than it is in person. I think in person they might be a little bit more expensive because even though they've been printed so many times, you need a lot of them if you're going to make a Relentless Rats deck. So I play with 24 Relentless Rats and 24 Swamps. So right there, that's most of the deck. That's 48 cards. Now the point of this deck is that you know that most of your deck is Relentless Rats. So we're benefiting from something that normally you cannot benefit from in a Magic deck, which is you're pretty much stacking the deck. You know, normally you only have 4 of each card. Well, this time I have 24 of a card. So there's 2 cards that I play to work off of this. The first one is a rare card from Invasion. It is called Desperate Research. The way Desperate Research works is you name a card other than a basic land, reveal the top 7 cards of your library, and any of those cards that share the name you can put into your hand and exile the rest. So obviously, if you name Relentless Rats, this card can net you a lot of cards, easily 4 or 5 cards of Relentless Rats. This is very important because with the Relentless Rats deck, you want to play as many Relentless Rats as possible, and then the worst case scenario for you is if you play your entire hand and then they do a board sweeper and all your rats are dead and you don't have anything to do except wait around drawing more rats, and you can only draw one at a time usually. So Desperate Research is very important to refill your hand in case they kill all your rats. The second one that I use is called the Thrumming Stone. This is a rare artifact from Cold Snap, and it's a legendary artifact. It gives all your spells Ripple 4. Ripple was an ability that was on one card of each color in Cold Snap, and basically when you cast a spell with Ripple, you reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Any other spells that share the same name, you can cast those as well. In my experience, it doesn't really work super well with the other cards because the chances are so low that you're going to actually get them. However, in this deck, where we have half the deck is Relentless Rats, I put the Thrumming Stone down. As soon as I cast another Relentless Rats, there's a pretty good chance I can go through my entire deck if I want, because every 4 cards there's going to be at least 1 Relentless Rats. So those 2 cards really work off the fact that your deck is mostly Relentless Rats. After that, we still have about 4 or 5 cards that you want to fill up your deck with, and this you can really do whatever you want with. I throw in a couple Damnations because it's a good board sweeper if somebody else starts getting ahead of you. Damnation is a more expensive card, so you might not want to use Damnation. You might want to use something else. Mutilate might be good because we're going to have lots of swamps. Mutilate actually might be better because as the game goes on, your Relentless Rats can probably survive a Mutilate because the Relentless Rats keep getting bigger and bigger the more of them you play. So Mutilate might be good. You might want to play another board sweeper. That's up to you. I also throw in two dark rituals, just because sometimes you just need a little bit extra mana to cast one more rat or to get the Thrumming Stone down and maybe get another rat out. Um, they're probably not completely necessary, but it's dark rituals, are fairly easy to come by, so I throw them in there. You can those last couple spots you can pretty much whatever you want in, because mainly the deck cards are Desperate Research, Relentless Rats, and Thrumming Stone. Um, so that is my Relentless Rats deck. It is fun to play. Uh, if you, it's easier to build online. I think if most of my decks are easier to build online. So until next time, have fun, have a tasty day.